Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Davey Squires.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Squires Station. I am your host, Davey Squires, and this episode is presented by Area 67 Studios here in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. And I gotta say, before we do anything, before anything gets done, I gotta say first, Mike brought the water. He brought the Dasani Pure Life. Is that what it's called? Pure water, 1.06 pints. Because on the last episode, I didn't say that. And Mike really puts in the work to bring us this water. And it was a slip of the tongue. I don't know why I didn't say it. So there has to be a disclaimer on the last episode because I didn't say I didn't bring the water. He didn't bring the water. No one brought the water, but he brought the water. I didn't say he brought the water. And on this episode of Squires Station, we have a special guest, Carson Slade. Hello, Carson. What are you doing right now?
Hey, I'm sitting here with you, man.
Hell
It's a
yeah.
pleasure to be here.
Dude, it's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So you were on my previous show up in Kent.
Yes, I was.
That was like a year and a half ago, I think.
Yeah, I think that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, we've both moved up in the world since then. Looks like.
Yeah, we're like we're climbing that escalator. Like holy shit. But yeah. So what have you been up to recently with the pandemic and stuff? What have you been doing?
Well, 2020 marked the beginning of me releasing music. Like, period. Well, I started in 2018, but that was Bandcamp only.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's on Spotify and all the big streams. And really, the goal for 2021 was to just explore what I do as an artist, and like what is my sound. And if you listen to my songs from the beginning of 2020 to the end with my EP, the range is just like ridiculous. Like I go from like psychedelic rock to like folk, like acoustic 90s alternative.
Yeah,
It's sounding kind of thing. And I did that because I kind of wanted to be like, all right, well, does this feel right? Does this feel right? Does this feel right? It was like a year of experimentation.
yeah, you were trying
Yeah.
different things.
And it just so happened that COVID was the perfect opportunity to do that because live shows weren't happening. So it was very much buckled down in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And also I was kind of learning how to record, and I did some mixing and kind of read a lot of people writing about it. I listened to a lot of mixing engineers talk and kind of tried to learn the basics of that as well.
Yeah.
So that's how I spent that time.
Yeah. Do you think you found your? Do you think you're coming? You think you're getting to finding your sound, or?
Absolutely. Especially recently. Like I know for sure for example, I know that for sure that after I released the EP, I was like, I'm definitely not like a folk man. Like, I'm not like this like singer songwriter, like almost like countryish kind of guy. Like I'm definitely not that, and I felt that. So I know now that I want to bring back like the synthesizers, like a little bit, and like the heavy electric guitars,
Yeah.
and all that. And I have a much clearer idea of what feels right and what I am now.
Okay. So we can expect your next project to be more heavy stuff.
You can expect it to be a little more electronic, like my original stuff. Like in January and in February, I did Healing Conversation and Drop of a Hat, which had a bunch of synthesizers,
Yeah.
electric guitar, but they're also like still very rock based. It's gonna be more like that,
Okay.
but not quite like that. It's gonna be not quite as like spacey.
Yeah.
It's maybe even, dare I say, pop based. A little bit more. But it's gonna have more of that electronic sound because I like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What do you like most about that sound? Why do you think you gravitate towards it?
I think because I have always been attracted to like sonic depth in recordings, and the bands that I latched onto were Pink Floyd and like Zeppelin, and like the kind of music that you put on headphones and you immerse yourself in a world. MGMT is another example. And that was what I became attracted to first in music, and I've always wanted to make music like that. And so yeah, I think that's a big part of me as a musician. Is the introverted side, is the putting on the headphones and diving in.
Yeah, more thinking about the idea as yourself and just going through the process. Just about doing the studio stuff inside yourself, basically.
Yeah, and but I also like that's not to say like I really love the performance side of things.
Yeah.
Too, and the balance and the merging of those two worlds is what I'm constantly hard at work at.
Mm-hmm.
At finding, and
Yeah.
I get closer and closer every day.
MGMT is like I was researching stuff the other day, and I just they're the type of band you can just sit down and listen to a whole album just as like wallpaper music, but it's also depth. There's a lot of depth to their music too.
Yeah, and you never know like what they're gonna throw at you.
Yeah.
Because like they did not care about like the rules.
Oh, no.
Past the first one, like we know that story.
Yeah. And then their second one was just congratulations, was just like
Congratulations, just like blew the roof off everything.
It's them trying everything, and
it's funny you mentioned that too, because I've always been like really heavily attracted to that album, just for like the depth of it all.
Yeah. I like Little Dark Age. That's probably my favorite album.
Yeah, I got that on vinyl.
Oh yeah.
That's a good record. That's a damn good record.
That must sound great on vinyl.
It does sound very good on vinyl.
I feel like MGMT on vinyl, just you can't go wrong with it. So what's your favorite thing about playing out, like the live performance aspect of it?
Well, basically, my favorite thing about that is there's nothing like the person-to-person communication when you play a song, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing like when someone's face lights up because you play the opening riff to their favorite tune, or when you sing a lyric and someone's looking right at you, or when they mouth your own lyrics at you. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's probably my favorite thing, is just the close relationship between the audience, and it's not like. What's funny is songs are a human thing. When we say that, it's just an expression of the human condition. So basically, when you go to like a concert or like you go to a performance, it's just like, I'm going to go hear somebody sing about me. I'm going to hear somebody talk about what I've experienced.
Yeah.
Sing about me. So like, the musician who's doing it, like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
I mean, they matter to a degree. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the audible experience of it.
Yes,
all.
exactly. Yeah. So that's probably my favorite thing about it. Plus, like, everyone has the way that they play out a different. So it's a form of self-expression and artistry as well.
Yeah. Have you ever fallen off a stage?
No, I don't think so. No, I took a second to think about it. I saw someone once.
You gotta think. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people fall off stages.
Yeah, but I myself have never done one yet, although I fear the day is coming.
Yeah, dude. Knock on wood. It happens. Not usually during the show. I mean, if it happens during the show, it's kind of extra funny. But, I mean, I don't know.
I think I broke my leg.
I think I broke my leg.
You've seen that Dave Grohl?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had to sit in the chair for the rest of that tour.
Yeah.
What a guy. He is Jesus. Dave Grohl is, I think he's Jesus. Because some people hate him, and a lot of people love him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Makes sense, dude. Makes
That's
sense.
it. It's a conspiracy. So how long have you been playing guitar now?
I've been playing since I was 12, so I guess that is 9 years. 9 years. So I remember when I was 15, that's when I decided that I was good. Like, I am officially pretty good at this.
Mm-hmm.
And because I remember I was fat, I could play fast, but I was slurring all the time. Like, I didn't articulate very well.
Yeah.
I was just going playing pentatonic scales and just all the time. But I was fast at it, and it sounded smooth. So it, like, gave the impression that I was good. When really I was kind of just doing, like, a shtick, like one thing.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake because I was a dumb 15-year-old. I was like, you know what? I am going to stop trying to be better because I'm fantastic. And I stagnated and got worse. And I'm pretty good still, and I stayed pretty good, but I could have been so much better had I continued working and improving. And I wish that I would have. So that's another thing. Particularly, I've been striving for the guitar to be a bigger part of my sound. That's something else I want to implement too. Like, after doing a lot of that stuff I did this past year, I'm like the guitar is a huge part of me, and that's like a huge part of what I do, and I want to implement that more. Like I want to showcase that more.
Yeah.
And I've been like just studying chord variations and scales and trying to be a real guitarist, like honest to God guitarist. So, yeah.
So how'd you start playing?
Well, I was obsessed with rock music. Obsessed with music, period. All of it. I could listen to anything. I could listen to stuff I hated and find one good thing that I like kind of dug about it.
Yeah.
Like I've yet to hear a recording that I hate 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, the reason I mentioned AC/DC was because my first guitar was an Epiphone SG, like Angus plays.
Yeah,
And I picked that. My older brother took me to Guitar Center and was like, "You can have anything you want as long as it's like this price," because I'm not rich. So, and I was like, okay, so I'll do an Epiphone SG, because of Angus, and that was my first guitar. So yeah, that's how I started playing, and I was obsessed with it. He bought me a AC/DC tablature book.
Oh, nice.
So I can learn all my favorite AC/DC tunes.
Still use it?
No, I don't even know where it is. Actually, I think I lost it.
Do you still listen to AC/DC?
First of all, not nearly as much. Really, not really anymore.
Yeah.
Not really anymore. It's more like if they come on, like, I might rock out to like Hell's Bells.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really seek them out anymore.
Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds is pretty good.
Done dirt cheap. Didn't they just release something?
Yeah, they just came out with an album.
They've always sounded the same, right?
Yeah, and like they're cool with it, and like that's what they want it to be.
I mean, if you're cool with it, fine.
I mean, people still like it. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So.
Well, I feel like if it was any other band, it just like wouldn't work.
No, definitely not.
Because since it's AC/DC, people are like, "Oh, I'm just gonna buy it."
Yeah, but I strayed away from them because I like longed for something more sophisticated and like with more intricate parts happening.
Yeah.
And that's what got me into like other rock bands of the time.
Yeah.
Zeppelin and Floyd. And
it's like a gateway band.
Yeah, and then like later on, like when I was in high school, I was infatuated, like straight up obsessed with Tame Impala. Like, oh, I knew everything about the band. I like read about them constantly. They just infatuated me. That's probably a big part of why I record everything now. Like I record all the parts myself.
Yeah, because
and everything. Because of like Kevin Parker did. When I'd be lying if I said that he wasn't a huge like influence on my work musically.
Yeah.
One of the huge ones. I've got a bunch of them.
So tell me about that last song you played. You said it was based,
My Fear for Her.
Yeah, you said it was based on a
true story.
True story.
Yeah. So I wrote it about my grandfather on my mother's side, and the story is the story of the song is it's told through the lens of a man who's like dying, and he's looking back on his life, and so he's saying he was an alcoholic, and that's kind of what he's talking about, how he basically missed out on his children's childhoods because he was drinking all the time.
Yeah.
And he was abusing his wife and my grandmother. And as they got older, he started drinking less and less. And by the time they were adults, he wasn't drinking anymore. But by that time, it was too late. And the damage had been done, and he wasn't really one to apologize. And the song is like very much like it's based on a true story, but I embellished quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like I took the real life thing and I made it. So in the song he's never going to apologize because he finds it pointless. But in his mind, he's experiencing turmoil.
Yeah.
Because he feels incredibly guilty. So in the bridge of the song, he's dying, but in the last verse, he's talking about a boy he's born. And he sees how happy this boy makes his daughter, the boy's mother. The boy's me. And that's my mother. He's talking about my mother throughout the whole song.
Okay.
That's his wide-eyed, blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby.
Oh.
It's my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
And he's saying like, the song ends like, I hope he never quiets down. He's like, I hope he keeps like doing this music thing.
Okay.
And that's the song.
Dude, that's heartfelt.
It's my most heartfelt song. Yeah.
Do you usually base your songs off of real life events?
Y- yeah. I mean, pretty much all of them stem from real life events. In some way, shape, or form. That one, a lot of them, like, by the time the song's completely written, they're like they have removed themselves from that event.
Yeah.
So they like have spawned from the event, but they're not about the event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This song was like about what happened. It's like it took what actually happened in real life and I fictionalized it
Yeah.
and like made it anonymous, so that it would be more relatable.
Yeah.
I'd say like pretty much all my songs do kind of come from real life stuff.
In some way or form.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There are times when I write about something and then I get removed from that event, and then I look back on it. It's like, this isn't really. This is something good to work with, but not really write about, I guess you could say.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like a note-taking device.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sometimes it's the feelings that you felt while a thing happened are more important than the thing happening itself. And you can write about the feeling and write about, and make that a central theme and convey it however you'd like through whatever artistic means you have in your arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at my notes here, and
Beautiful.
I really do not even know.
That's all right, man.
That's my
What have you been working on?
I've been working on some hot licks and some hot shits.
Right on. Do you work on stuff in here? Like, what do you guys do here? Everything. Do you guys?
But podcasts.
Is it just podcasts here?
No,
Sorry.
it's music, podcasts, mixing, mastering.
So do you record a lot of stuff at home? Do you have like a home studio?
I do have a little.
I know you do a lot of stuff with ARC.
I do a little bit of stuff at home. I actually record all my stuff except drums, on my own.
Why not drums? Do you not like the sound of the room?
I love for some reason the drums when we record them at Real Gray, it sounds so good. Like we have our own setup that it just and it's like he lets me do it for free and I'm just like, all right. I do everything else except if I need like a good upright piano or a good like baby grand or concert grand piano. I'll record that out. But everything else in terms of like I've people will come in and do bass or guitar, but all piano stuff and really all piano stuff really and vocal I do at home. I just like studio sounds,
Sure.
Plus, the more people working on it, the more fun it is, I guess.
Really? You see, like, I love doing everything by myself. Like, I love like being in like the laboratory.
Yeah.
Like just creating. It's like, I don't know. I feel like right when I'm doing it, I feel like this is correct. This is like what I should be doing.
Yeah. Like I mean, everybody has their different workflow. That's the cool thing about it. Like everybody doing it in the industry will tell you something different, which is cool. But if they're telling you it's the right way to do it, then it's kind of like, well, you could do it 40 different other ways. And that's the cool thing about it. GameStop stock is going down, everybody. Fuck. I did not invest. Did you invest?
No, man. I'm not doing that. I don't.
Not doing that market.
No, I don't. I'm not educated enough. I spend all my time reading chord sheets and playing guitar.
That's good enough for me.
So I'm not. Maybe if I was educated on it, maybe someday when I feel like I need a buck.
Read a book, Carson.
Yeah, I should.
Come on, man.
I do nothing but read books constantly.
Dude,
if we're being serious, I literally like such a bookworm. I've
been reading a lot this past year. I think it has nothing really to do with the pandemic. I don't know why.
Me neither. I've always been that way.
I mean, I didn't read as much before that, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna pass the time, and because it's like it's either that or staring at a screen, and it's kind of like, well, I'm just staring at a screen.
No,
Anyways.
it's funny. Like I've lately I've had this approach to social media, where if I open an app, I specifically ask myself, I was like, okay, what's your purpose? Are you gonna post something? Are you interacting with your audience? Are you interacting with another person?
Are you drunk?
Yeah.
Are you?
That's Snapchat for me.
Yeah.
That's but yeah, I kind of do that to keep myself in check because it's no good to just be filling your head with crap.
I mean, it's weird. I'll read about conspiracies and stuff. I'll read everything really, but it's I'm just I'll either be that's dumb. That's dumb. Why do people believe just blatant random things on the internet? And it's there's no credibility here. I don't know why people believe this, but I'll read it. There is an entertainment value to me reading the craziest conspiracies. It's eh.
Well, there's so much information too. And people just post anything and
oh yeah,
false information can appear true depending on how it's portrayed.
Yeah.
And I think it's just I think that social media has been just really bad for society in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I just I try to keep my use of it professional and for musical purposes for advancing my career. Musically. And if it's not for that, then you really don't need it right now. That's kind of how I try to train myself for that every day.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to, keep myself to I don't sit down and I'm just on my phone all the time. I try not to do that as much as possible because it's it's not even good for your brain. It's just
no.
You're just staring at a screen, not really taking any knowledge in, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it makes me anxious too.
Yeah, it's
sometimes I see too much stuff at one time.
Oh, and you start getting paranoid about everything.
I've had panic attacks because I see something that triggers. It's just too much sometimes.
Yeah, it's no good.
Yeah,
no good. I was gonna ask you something, but I totally slipped my mind.
I hope you remember.
So what DAW do you use?
Logic Pro.
Okay.
X. Yes. The classic.
Classic.
Yeah, I mean, I had a MacBook, and that's no other reason besides that.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I bought my MacBook, and I was get Logic for free. All right.
But it does everything I want it to do.
Yeah, I like the interface. I mean, I'm starting to get used to Studio One, but I like Logic. That's probably my choice of whatever.
Yeah, I do too.
So what do you have coming up? You have any?
So right now I'm working on recording 2 songs. I'm kind of recording them both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They're my favorite work so far, and I think that they're very. What I like about them is accurate. They are an accurate representation of where I'm at right now, in my musical artistic journey.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm working on building a repertoire, and working on some covers for once I'm able to do live.
Yeah.
Because I really want to nail that. I really want to make my covers my own, and be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's I don't just want to be mediocre. I want to be better than that. So that's what I'm working on. It's just refining my skills, studying guitar, practicing.
Yeah.
Writing songs, and recording.
It's a great time to do it. I mean.
Yeah, and I kind of saw that, and I was like, this is the time to buckle down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take this lemon and make it lemonade.
Right on. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm really excited because I've been working with kind of different drum sounds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm discovering a lot of things that I like.
More electronic
to do. Yes. Well, I've been really interested into molding samples with acoustic drum sounds.
Oh yeah.
That's what I've been really into.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, and I've been miking my hi-hat, which I didn't usually do.
Yeah.
And because I've decided that I wanted like the tick of that to like stick out more.
Yeah.
So I bought a pair of MXL 360s.
Okay.
And I'm using those right now. Right now I'm using those as my condensers.
Are you doing
Overhead.
Okay. So you're doing a stereo pair on the hi-hat?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. I've mic'd the bottom hat and then the actual top hat as stereo before, but I've never did two tops before.
They're not both on the hi-hat. I guess I should. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, the other one's on the other side.
Okay,
With the
okay.
crash in the radar.
Okay.
Yeah.
One time I bottom mic'd a ride cymbal, and that was pretty interesting.
That sounds very strange.
It's really
What was the result?
It was kind of more shimmery, honestly. I've only done it once, and it sounded pretty cool. I mean, we didn't do it yesterday when we record drums, but we did a top and bottom on each of the toms, and then we just did one. We did one. It was a KM 40 KM whatever that is, what that condenser is on the top hi-hat. And that sounded pretty cool. You just have to turn it down a bunch because that hi-hat cuts through like a mofo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a real bitch to mix without actually turning it down or putting it through like a cloud lifter or just compressing it and putting it down.
Pad.
Yeah. Minus 15 dB. Fucking like pre. Rupert. So this episode's brought to you by Rupert Neve. He's my real daddy.
SSL gang.
He's my daddy. Hey, yo, where's your boy? You actually have 8 mic pre's coming, Mike. They're at the door right now. I have one more question for you, by the way.
Sure.
What tips would you give to any beginning musicians?
Decide what's the most important aspect of what you do and become the absolute best at it. Like decide what pieces of other artists do you want to embellish in you, and then put a spin on those things so that they're yours. Do what they did but your way. And do it masterfully and practice. Practice. For real practice. Gain like a technical understanding of whatever it is that you do.
Practice, Mike. Now.
That's what I would say. Just stuff that like your teacher tells you.
Yeah. No, it's really important. I mean, you
yeah.
know, it's really important.
Like I said, I learned the hard way where like I let my skills fall off.
Yeah. What kind of got you back into that? Like,
I realized that I would try to play stuff, and I would when I was playing guitar, I would kind of like just solo, and I realized that I was like kind of leaning on the same 4 or 5 riffs, type of riffs, and they sounded good, but I was in a box.
Yeah.
And I wanted to break free, and so that I went out and I like got this chord book and like all these scales, and I've been like going through the entire. I challenged myself to learn the entire book.
Yeah.
And I'm already through all the majors, and I'm through all the major 7s. Like right now, I'm on the natural minors.
Nice.
Yeah, like of every key.
Yeah.
And I'm learning every like version of every chord that I can.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
I really like I want to master it because like I love it and I want to be better at it than I am.
Yeah. I think understanding those chord shapes really important.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I figured to myself, I was like, all right, if I'm doing this and like I've decided like this is my career, like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, am I good enough to do this now? I'm 21. The answer is no. I'm not. So what do? You get time to buckle down and get better.
Yeah.
Time to work.
You can never stop learning.
No.
Like it's always learning. You'll never no one can know everything.
And I think I'm young enough still to where I have enough time.
Carson,
But
you're so old.
But that won't always be the case.
Yeah.
So,
And
it's time to get working.
plus it's like, the world's taking a break for now.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. Is like I thought to myself, okay, well, when this COVID stuff's over, I want to be like ready. I want to be like ready to kill it. Out there. So that's why I'm doing everything I'm doing, and I'm trying to build something piece by piece, something big.
Yeah. Relearning how the book shows is really cool.
What'd you say?
Relearning how the book shows because I haven't booked. I
You mean like in the COVID world?
Yeah. Yeah. It's you gotta just like. It's really weird. It's really interesting. I mean it's the same as booking in normal times, but it's just like it's just one more thing you have to keep focus on. And bring your own microphone to the goddamn show and sanitize your own microphone.
Oh.
Yeah, learn how to sanitize microphones, everybody. Don't lick them.
I did this open mic. I did this open mic at this place a few months ago, and they hated me. They didn't like anything I did, and it was so. I kept like playing these covers of like old rock songs that I thought they would enjoy.
Where was it?
Because they're like, I don't want to like reveal. But it was in Cleveland.
Cleveland. Okay.
It was near Cleveland.
Okay.
It was near Lake Erie.
Okay.
They were
about.
like a restaurant, and they had just started doing open mics. Period.
Oh.
Like they're not like a music place.
Oh.
I just found it on Facebook, and I decided to go out there.
Yeah.
I took a friend with me, and it was like so bad.
That's
it was
interesting.
just such a bad experience.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also like taught me like, wow, you need to like work on your craft a little bit, friend.
Or they just don't like rock.
I also had a vibe that they were just like a bunch of like depressed.
What is this rock? This newfangled rock and roll.
However, one dude was like, the second I walked in, one guy was like, "Do you know Stevie Ray Vaughan? Do you know any Stevie Ray Vaughan?"
Oh God.
And I was like, yeah, like yeah, play some Pride and Joy for you. And then he threw $40 on my guitar case, which like you don't usually get tipped at an open mic.
Yeah. Stevie Ray Vaughan, man, he liked him that
But
much.
I played the intro and like one verse, and I messed up the lyrics, and he still was like, "Yeah, you can have the 40. Like that sounded great, man." So I got $40 out of it. So
Steamy Ray Vaughan.
Steamy Ray Vaughan.
He gave you that magic.
Yep. So that happened. That was strange.
Oh my gosh.
It was actually like a very bizarre experience. I walked away with it feeling dirty. I was like, "What happened tonight?"
You made money from an open mic. That's interesting.
Yeah, I know.
That only happens usually if you're hosting it. Like, what the fuck? What the hell? That is weird. Wow.
I don't know, man.
Huh. Damn. So where can the beautiful people of the web find you?
You can find me, Carson Slade on Spotify, Carson Slade on Facebook, Carson Slade on Bandcamp, Carson Slade on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. I plan on doing some music videos later this year, so that's what those are going to be. Carson Slade on everything. Carson.Slade on Instagram. Carson Slade on SoundCloud. Carson Slade in your mom's house.
Whoa! All right.
I just felt like saying that.
That's what that sound was.
But yeah, everywhere. Carson Slade everywhere.
Nice. Well, hey, you can find me on Instagram at Davey_Squires and on Facebook, Davey Squires Music. You can also find me on the World Wide Web, dsquires.com, for all the past episodes. Just click on the Squires Station tab at the top of my website. And I don't have an OnlyFans yet, but, you know, I should make one.
Let me know when you do that.
It's just me playing a piano naked.
Hey, everyone's got their thing.
I wouldn't do that to my piano stool.
Someone would have a jolly time with that, I'm sure.
Honestly, you know what? I don't want to doubt it because people are weird, man.
Someone would be like, "This is exactly my thing."
People are so weird. Oh my God. Yeah, I think that's it. You know?
Cool, man.
That's the potato salad, you know.
Thanks for having me. I had a good time.
Dude, thanks for coming in, Carson. It was a really jolly time to talk to you about, you know, stock market.
It was.
And music, maybe. Yeah, some music stuff in there.
Yeah.